What's the best cheat to use for CS2? I mean, it's still in beta, and most cheats still don't even work properly, or at all. But let's assume you can't wait, or you want to cheat as soon as the game is actually out. I already made a video similar to this, but that video was more broad and less focused on specific cheats. I also want to make some corrections to that video. First, let's start with aimware. If you've seen any spinner in the past week, you can thank aimware. It's no surprise aimware is one of the first internal cheats to release a CS2 working version, considering it's the biggest cheat. But is it actually good and worth your money? Well, if you want to rage literally right now while VACnet or VAC Live aren't on, then yeah, go for it. Once the game is actually out, I wouldn't touch aimware unless you're on some garbage account you don't care about. If you have lifetime, then sure, why not? Next, we have Oxide. Oxide is one of the biggest memes out there, yet for some reason, everyone thinks Oxide is good and trustworthy. It's pretty bad. It's also not even a true external. I might make a separate video on this entirely, but just because a cheat doesn't open up a menu when you press insert in-game does not mean it's actually an external. If a cheat is memory writing, then it might as well be an internal. Let's not forget that it was supposedly cracked by TypeF months ago in a minute. Sub is only $10 though, so not bad. Kername. I don't really know anything about this cheat, same for Security. They're both cheap though, so that's cool. Lastly, we have a cheat that most people haven't really heard of, Nightfall. Unlike Oxide, Nightfall is an actual external. Although for €25 a month, it's pretty overpriced. Nightfall was working since before the CS2 beta went out, but the features remained broken even after being supposedly fixed several times. On the year it's actually fixed, it should be a decent safe option. You'll need someone to vouch for you though. GameSense. Ah yes, GameSense will make its return to CS2, but will it actually be good again? Well, it's been detected 3 times in the last year in CSGO, so if you think CS2 it should be safe, then God bless you. Maybe I'm wrong, but we'll see. Inuria, the new golden child for the past year. Inuria will be the safest option for most people who can't get any invites for any private cheats. Although, ironically, Inuria has and probably will continue to be safer than most private invite-only cheats, despite being public. Millionware. I'm honestly surprised Millionware is even going to bother with CS2, considering there probably hasn't been a single time for the past 4 years where it wasn't giving red trust. I thought the cheat would just die with the rest of the movement cheats. They're also going to introduce an external, which I can't wait to see how that's going to look like. Oh, and an Osu cheat. Yay. Interwebs. Interwebs plans to come back from the grave for CS2. Interwebs was once one of the most popular cheats for CSGO, but fell off pretty hard back in 2017, and it never made a comeback. It just sat there at the bottom of obscurity, giving red trust. Similar to GameSense, we will have to see. I believe the current state of CS2 isn't what it'll actually be when the game is actually out. Don't get too comfortable using bad cheats and not getting banned. Actually, you could always just use novo.win.